Om Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyah. Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyah. नीलातुङ्गस्तनगिरितटे सुप्तमुद्बोध्य कृष्णम् पारार्थ्यं स्वं श्रुतिशतशिरःसिद्धमध्यापयन्ति स्वोच्छिष्ठायां सृजनिगलितं यावलात्कृत्य भुङ्क्ते गोदा तस्यै नम इदमिदं भूय एवास्तु भूयः काश्यपान्वयसञ्जातं नारायणपदाश्रितं श्रीमन्नारायणं वन्दे यतीश्वरश्रियाजुषम्. Today we will discuss the 20th Pasuram. முப்பத்து மூவர் அமரர்க்கு முன்சென்று கப்பம் தவிர்க்கும் களியே துயிலெழாய் செப்பமுடையாய் திரளுடையாய் செற்றார்க்கு வெப்பம் கொடுக்கும் விமலா துயிலெழாய் செப்பென்ன மென்முலை செவ்வாய் சிறுமருங்கள் நப்பின்னை நங்காய் திருவே துயிலெழாய் உக்கமும் தட்டொழியும் தந்துன் உன் மணாளனை இப்போதே எம்மை நீராட்டேலோர் எம்பாவாய். This is the Pasuram for today. Adiyan,
Yes,
please.
sure, sir. Jai Srimannarayana.
Yes.
முப்பத்து மூவர் அமரர்க்கு முன் சென்று கப்பம் தவிர்க்கும் கலியே துயிலெழாய் செப்பமுடையாய் திரளுடையாய் செற்றார்க்கு வெப்பம் கொடுக்கும் விமலா துயிலெழாய் செப்பென்ன மென்முலை செவ்வாய் சிறு மருங்குள் நப்பின்னை நங்காய் திருவே துயிலெழாய் உக்கமும் தட்டொழியும் தந்துண் மணாளனை இப்போதே எம்மை நீராட்டேலோரெம்பாவாய். ஆண்டாள் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
Andal, Tiruvadigalé Sharanam. So beautiful Pasuram for today. Again, a very packed Pasuram. We'll see how much we can explore from this Pasuram with the mercy of Andal. So in this particular Pasuram, so yesterday the Gopikas, they came and petitioned in front of Nappinai Pirati, but she was delaying because she was waiting for the appropriate time to tell him. It's not like as soon as we petition immediately, there is a response, right? So the mother also has to see what is the right time to tell the father, in what way to tell the father, and so on, right? So that he is in a mood to listen. So he has to be brought under the right mood so that he listens to, the mother. So Nappine Pirati, apparently she was probably waiting, right, to convey that message. But in the meantime, they were getting impatient. So now they started, because he is the means, they thought, why not just pray to him? But then very quickly they realized that, yes, although we are trying to pray to him, it is through her that he can actually listen to us. Therefore, we have to praise her beauty too, because it is her beauty that is what brings Perumal under control, right? It is her Vatsalyam with which she tries to protect us, she tries to make Perumal protect us, but it is her beauty with which she tries to subdue Paramatma. So what is the beauty with which she tries to subdue Paramatma? That is explained in this Pasura. And by the grace of our Purvacharyas, we will try to understand what the inner meaning of that is too. Okay? So in the first half of the Pasuram today, she's just trying, the gopis, headed by Andal, she's just trying to pray to the quality of Paramatma, of offering protection. So the one takeaway from the first 4 lines is that Paramatma protects everybody without any discrimination, right? He makes no discrimination whatsoever. Whoever approaches him, he tries to protect them. He protects them. That is his nature, right? If at all there is any flaw in his protection, that is because of the flaw in the way we have approached him. So some of these aspects is what we will try to explore in the first half of the Pasuram. Then in the second half of the Pasuram, they try to praise the beauty of Nappinai Pirati. So what they are trying to say, in other words, is what are the qualities with which she tries to capture Paramatma within her heart, that Paramatma is becomes so, sold to her that he basically listens to whatever she says. So that is basically what they are trying to explore. And in the final two lines, they are trying to ask few things from her, because she's apparently asking, tell me what you want. Okay. I am really not sleeping. I'm trying to listen to you, but you please tell me what exactly you want. And then they ask for a couple of things, and they also ask for final union with Paramatma. So these are the things that they ask. So now let us try to explore this Pasuram. Okay. முப்பத்து மூவர் அமரர்க்கு முன் சென்று கப்பம் தவிர்க்கும் கலியே துயில் எழாய். So that's what they are saying. முப்பத்து மூவர் அமரர்க்கு. முப்பத்து மூவர் அமரர்க்கு means for all the devatas who are 33 crores in number, right? முன் சென்று, he is someone who goes even before they even pray properly, he goes for protection, protecting them. That means voluntarily, or even before a problem comes, or as soon as a problem comes, he goes and stands there for them, right in front of them, to protect them. And what does he do? By that, he tries to remove their fear. Kappam, their fear. Tavirkum, he can remove their fear by doing that. So what? Therefore, he is a very powerful person. Kaliye, they are saying, oh, powerful person. Tuvidadai, please wake up. Right? So now they are trying to petition to Paramatma, saying that you are someone who is there to protect even the 33 crore devatas, and you are someone capable of removing their fear in such a way that as soon as they pray, immediately you are there right in front of them to protect them, to assure that there is no fear for them. This is who you are. Can't you protect us who have come all the way to you? Right? We are just waiting outside for your sake. Can't you protect us? This is the prayer that they are trying to make. Next. செப்பமுடையாய் திரளுடையாய் செற்றார்க்கு வெப்பம் கொடுக்கும் விமலா துயிலடாய். Now they are saying செப்பமுடையாய் means one who is possessed of arjavam. Right? Arjavam means oneness of thought, speech, and action. Seppam also means the quality of protection. Protection is his inherent quality. In other words, that is something that he is known for. Right? Protection. Avarakshane, we thought, right? And one of the previous pasurams, right? Akara stands for avarakshana. That is his most fundamental quality. One of his distinguishing qualities is his ability to protect everybody. Right? So Sheppamudayai, one who possesses this quality. Tiraludayai, and one who possesses of the quality of valor, right? The power, the strength to subdue the enemies. Chetrarku veppam kodukkum vimala tuil edai. Now they are saying, for enemies, you are someone who, gives them, sort of a feverish nature or fear, hardship to the enemies. Chetrarku veppam, for enemies. Who are the enemies they are talking about? For Paramatma, there are no enemies. So the enemies of Paramatma are enemies of those who take shelter in Paramatma. Right? Enemies of his devotees are his enemies. Friends of his devotees are his friends. Enemies of his devotees are his enemies. So he is someone who causes fear in them. He is someone who causes hardships to them. Right? Kodukkum Vimala. Right? Kodukkum means he is someone who causes this Chetrarka Veppam Kodukkum. So he is someone who causes this fear for the enemies. Vimala, oh pure one. Why are they saying he is pure? Because whatever he's trying to do, apparently it might seem like he's trying to protect one and he's trying to not protect the other. He's trying to act in favor of the devatas and he's trying to act against the danavas. So is this something that is, random or whimsical in nature? They are saying, Vimala, no, you are pure. There is nothing. You are not at fault. Tuiledai, so you please get up from your bed. Now they are saying. செப்பென்ன மென்முலை செவ்வாய் சிறுமருங்கள் நப்பென்னை நங்காய் திருவேள் துயில் எடாய். Now what they are saying, O Nappinai Nangai, that means O Nappinai Pirati Tiruve, you are someone who is similar to Sri Devi in every respect. You are verily Lakshmi Devi. Tuiladai, please wake up. Cheppenna Menmulai, Chevvai Chirumarungal. Here they are trying to glorify some of her aspects of her beauty. Why are they trying to glorify? Anything becomes worth glorification if it is something that causes happiness to us, right? For the jivas, the most glorifying quality in Pirati is her ability to subdue Paramatma and bring him under control and make him listen to us, right? Yesterday we have seen the meanings of the word Shri. Shri is someone who listens to us, who makes him listen to our prayers. She is someone who is resorted to by us. She is someone who takes shelter of Paramatma herself, right? And she is someone who, removes our bad qualities and makes us eligible to attain Paramatma. This is who she is, right? For all these qualities that she has and her ability that she possesses to subdue Paramatma, her qualities are glorified here. So some of her physical features, like how beautiful she is, what kind of reddish lips she has got, slender waist that she has got. In this way, certain qualities are being glorified here. Now they are saying, you please get up, is what they are saying, because these qualities that she possesses are what brings Paramatma under control, right? Therefore, they are glorifying those qualities. Now, Ukkamum Tattodiyum Tandu Unmananai Ippode Ammai Neerattu Elor Embavai. What they are saying? They are asking for few things from her here. What are the things they are asking for? Ukkamum. That means they are asking for a fan, right? Tattodiyum. That means they are also asking for a mirror. Tandu, please give us these. Unmananai. You also please give your husband to us. That means he who is your, lover, you please give him also to us. Neerat emmai. And we are taking bath. For that purpose, you please give us these things. When should you give? Ippode. Right now, right away, you please give. Immediately you give. Don't delay further, right? We are getting impatient. Why? Because anytime elders might wake up. It's already morning now. Before they come, we have to attain him. So therefore, you please give them to us immediately. Give us access to Paramatma immediately before we go for this bath. Right? In this way, they are trying to pray in this particular Pasuram. So in the first 4 lines, they are trying to praise Paramatma's quality of protecting everybody without discrimination. Then they are trying to praise qualities of Nida Devi, who is verily Lakshmi herself in this role. And her quality of her external beauty is what they are glorifying, but internally it's the qualities that she possesses that they are glorifying, with which she is able to subdue Paramatma and make him protect us. Finally, apparently she is asking, what is it that they want? And they are saying that they are in need of certain things. The fan and the mirror are something that they need as part of the vratam that they are performing. We will try to understand what the inner meanings of the fan and the mirror are. Now, those are the instruments that she's asking for. And then she's also asking for Paramatma also, right? So this is the external meaning of the Pasuram. Now let us dive into the internal meaning of this Pasuram. Okay. They are starting with 33 crores of devatas are being sheltered by Paramatma. This in itself is a glory of Paramatma, right? That he is able to shelter 33 crores of devatas. Now, if we understand this carefully, the Veda does not say there are 33 crore devatas. There are only 33 devatas. Who are the 33 primary devatas? There are 12 Adityas. There are 11 Rudras. There are 8 Vasus and 2 Ashwini Kumaras. So 12 plus 11 is 23, right? Plus 8 is 31, plus 2 is 33. So these are the 33 devatas, right? So now everybody else is just part of their respective organizations. Like each person will have their own department. Within their department, they hire a lot of people assist them, right? So it is part of their organization. So that is the total count. That's why it is coming to 33 crore. But in principle, these are the principal deities that are always talked about, right? The 33. Now, what is being told is, even before these devatas, as soon as they pray, immediately he's there in front of us to protect, in front of them to protect them. In fact, he is the one who has given them their posts to begin with, right? That means even when they prayed for getting a post, he answered them, right? Brahmadaya sura sarve Vishnu maradhyate pura swansvam padam anupraptaha keshavasya prasadataha, says Nrsimha Puranam. that it is by the grace of Kesava, Keshavasya prasadataha, by the grace of Kesava, Brahmadaya Sura Sarve Vishnu Maradhyate Pura, by worshipping Lord Vishnu previously, all the devatas, beginning with Lord Brahma, Swam Swam Padam Anupraptaha, they have attained their respective positions, right? Similarly, there are tons of references, right? Even Indra, for instance, he has obtained his post by worshipping Paramatma, right? Indram, Indraha, Param Sthanam, Yam Aradhya Jagatpatim, Prapya Yajnapatim Vishnum, Tam Aradhya Subrata. In this way, in the Vishnu Purana, we find that the Saptarshis are instructing Dhruva that Indra attained his position by praying to Lord Vishnu. So you also pray to Lord Vishnu to get the position you want. In this way, in different contexts, for every deity, we are clearly told how Brahma obtained his position, how Rudra obtained his position, Indra obtained his position, other devatas obtained their positions purely by worshipping Vishnu. Not just the devatas, even the Manus, they have obtained their positions by worshipping Lord Vishnu alone. So, in other words, he is answering all of their prayers, the prayers of people of such high authority, not just for getting positions. Every time they land into trouble, they resort to him and he protects them, right? Yamunacharya, he gives this beautiful slokam in Stotra Ratnam. Vedapahara Gurupataka Daitya Pidad, Daitya Pidadi, आपद विमोचन महिष्ट फल प्रदानैहि कोऽन्य प्रजा पशुपतिर परिपातिकस्य पादोदकेन सशिव स्वशिरो धृतेन. That Vedapahara, Brahma, Vedas were stolen from him multiple times. One time he lost the Vedas as he was falling asleep. There was a demon called Hayagriva who stole the Vedas from him. Then Paramatma took the form of Matsyavatara and he restored the Veda and gave it back to him. On another occasion, as Brahma was trying to perform creation, then two demons, Madhu and Kaitava, they appeared and they stole the Vedas from Brahma. Again, Paramatma this time, he took the form of Hayagriva and he defeated Madhu and Kaitava and he restored the Vedas and gave them back to Brahma. So when trouble came to Brahma, he is the one who protected. Then Gurupataka, that means a very high form of sin. The sin of killing one's own father, right? This was something that overtook Rudra himself. What happened? One time Rudra got angry. Brahma apparently had 5 heads at one point. Rudra got angry and he chopped off one of his heads, one of his father's heads. So Rudra's father is Brahma, right? So Rudra chopped off Brahma's head, and because of that, the sin of killing a Brahmana took over him. Brahma Hatya Padakam took over him. It's one of the serious sins. And on top of that, the head got stuck to his palm, that it wasn't even falling from his hand. Then what did he do? He went and took shelter of Narayana. He had to, the Parameshwara Samhita, it tells us that he had to do Aradhana of Sudarsana Narasimha, right? Finally, in a place called Brahma Kapalam, that head fell, right? The skull of Brahma that got stuck to his hand, palm, it fell there. So in this way, he also got relief by worshipping Narayana alone. Not just once, on multiple occasions. Bhasmasura, we all know the incident, right? Rudra, he was granting boons this way, and Bhasmasura or Vrikasura, he was a demon who wanted to, destroy anybody on whom he puts his hand, right? And he prayed for this boon from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva granted that boon without even considering what the consequence of that boon would be. And this Bhasmasura, immediately he decided that he wanted to test whether that boon works or not. And he decided to chase Lord Shiva, saying, I want to test it on you. I want to put my hand on you and see whether my boon works or not. Immediately, what would Lord Shiva do? He had no option and he started running away because, his words would come true. So if he puts that hand on him, then he would burn to ashes. So therefore, he was afraid and he ran to Narayana. Again, Narayana appeared and he tricked this particular Vrikasura and made him put his hand on his own head and protected Lord Shiva. On another occasion, the killing of Andhakasura, right? There was a certain demon called Andhakasura who, desired even Parvati Devi. So there was a war that happened between the Shiva Ganas, Lord Shiva himself, his Ganas, and Andhakasura. And Andhakasura has had a very weird boon. that every time his blood would fall on the ground, immediately it would spawn multiple instances of demons, right? So to destroy him almost became impossible for Lord Shiva, because he started killing Andhakasura. As soon as a drop of blood would fall, immediately it would spawn another instance of demon. So in this way, multiple demons were getting spawned each time. Then he did not know what to do. Again, he prayed to Narayana. Then Narayana, provided a solution to kill all those, instances and finally defeat Andhakasura. Finally, he was able to defeat. Similarly, another instance where Lord Shiva had to drink poison. How did he drink poison? The way he drank poison was by, there are several things that happened in the incident of drinking poison. He was trying to drink that poison by chanting the names of Achyuta, Ananta, and Govinda. Achyuta, Ananta, Govinda, Namocharana Bheshaja, Nashyanti Sakala Rogan, Satyam Satyam Vadamyaham. In this way, it is using that Achyuta, Ananta, and Govinda. By doing Achamana that way, he was able to consume poison, and that poison had no effect on him. Again, by taking shelter of Narayana. And, in that incident, Garuda also came and helped him, because Garuda has a certain, tolerance for poison, right? Nothing happens to him. He is completely, um, he is able to prevent himself from poison doing anything to him, right? So therefore, Garuda also came and he drank a substantial amount of poison during that incident. So that way he got protected, right? Narayana protected him even in that incident. Although Narayana decided to give that glory to him, he protected him even in that incident because of Lord Shiva's nature of taking shelter of Narayana, right? He prayed to him and he got protection. So in this way, even Lord Shiva, from the greatest of difficulties, he was protected repeatedly by Narayana alone. Now, if you look at Indra the Devatas, the number of instances are basically countless. Namatsa, Kurma Avatara. Why did he take the Kurma Avatara? Because at one point the Asuras became so powerful that they had this Mrita Sanjeevani Vidya. Every time an Asura, was killed, immediately he was revived back by the power of Shukracharya. Therefore, they were coming back to life. On the other hand, anybody who was getting defeated on that side, they were basically dead. So therefore, they all did not know what to do. They approached Brahma. Along with Brahma and other devatas, they all approached Narayana again for a solution. So he conceived this entire plan of extracting Amrutam and giving that Amrutam to the Devas so that they are also able to sustain themselves. So when they had that trouble, again he protected them. Then Varaha Avatara, right? Again, for protecting the earth, he took that Varaha Avatara. Nrisimha Avatara, why did he take? Because Hiranyakashipu, he basically tortured all the devatas. All the devatas ran away from their abodes, right? He went and attacked all the devatas. He went and attacked Amaravati. So the devatas were literally hiding incognito. They were not even able to show their faces to anybody, right? In that position, they did an intense penance, right? It is described in the Bhagavata Purana that the devatas were surviving only on air, right? And they stopped breathing air too. Such an intense penance they were doing, right? And finally, they were able to hear words of assurance from Narayana, Akashavani. In that way, Narayana responded saying, don't worry, when this particular demon, Hiranyakashipu, tries to kill his own son Prahlada, I will come and protect you, right? You will be relieved. They were so happy to hear that even this Hiranyakashipu, who was an impossible case, right? Death could not come to him easily because of the boons he received from Brahma. Even such a person, Narayana was able to protect the devatas and again restore peace to them, right? This is Nrisimha Avatara. Vamana Avatara, once upon a time, Bali attacked the devatas and he took away the entire Amaravati. Everything was seized from them and they were homeless. At that point, again, the devatas approached Lord Vishnu and he took the form of Vamana Avatara. He went and begged Bali and he gave that kingdom back to Indra. So, in this way, Rama Avatara. Again, Ravana tortured the devatas to the core. Again, they were helpless. In the presence of Ravana, sun could not burn, very strongly. Fire could not burn strongly. Wind could not blow properly. Rain could not fall properly out of fear of Ravana. That is how much fear he created in the hearts of all devatas. Again, in such a circumstance, even before the devatas thought that they should pray to Vishnu, Vishnu himself appeared in front of them so that they can get that, thought in their mind that we have to take shelter of him, right? Etasmin antare Vishnu upayato mahadhyatihi. Ramayana says. As they were thinking about him, immediately, as they were thinking about the problem and what to do, he immediately appeared in front of them, right, with all his weapons, Shankha, Chakra, Gadapa, Pitavaso, Jagatpati. In this way, he appeared in front of them to protect them. So, in this way, this is Rama Avatara. Then Krishna Avatara also, Bhudevi, she was suffering so much in the hands of all the demoniac forces on earth. All the evil people, they took birth at once on earth and they were creating such a torture for her. She went and prayed to the Devatas. Devatas, along with her, they went to Brahma. She petitioned to Brahma. They again went to Narayana, and again he came and he protected the earth. In this way, he took numerous avatars to protect the Devatas. But despite everything he did, the Devatas, many times they forget what he did. So many times they turn against him. They try to test him. Right? All the Devatas, all these Devatas, Brahma tried to, forget what he did. Rudra tried to forget what he did. Indra tried to forget what he did. All the Devatas, the Kathopanishad describes very beautifully how, Paramatma apparently just, he fought, right? And he made the Devatas win a certain battle against the Danavas. And each of them, they were thinking that it was their own power, because of which they were able to win over the battle. And Paramatma wanted to teach them a lesson. And he, he tried to appear in the form of a blade of grass. And, he, there was a yaksha, a certain yaksha there. And a blade of glass was placed in front of all the Devatas. And each Devata was asked to, move that particular blade of grass. Nobody was able to do anything. Agni was unable to burn that blade of grass. Vayu came and it was unable to blow that blade of grass anywhere. And Varuna came and it was unable to wet that blade of grass. Nobody could even move a blade of grass. So in other words, none of the Devatas could do anything. And that's when they all realized that Paramatma is actually very powerful. It is because of him that they were able to win this battle. And it was not because of their own abilities, right? In this way, every time Vedapahara Gurupataka Daitya Pidan. So every time, Daityas, they caused some sort of trouble to all the Devatas, it is Paramatma who came to their rescue. In other words, these are all the instances that these Gopikas, Andal, was actually recollecting, and she's trying to ask, did you not protect the Devatas? Even before they prayed to you, many times you tried to protect them, right? And we are coming to you of our own accord. Despite that, you are not offering protection. Or do you care only about numbers? Because they are 33 crore in number, and because we are only 5 lakh Gopikas in number, you are not trying to protect us. So is numbers what you care about? If large number of people come, you do. And if a small number of people come, you ignore. In this way, she is trying to ask Paramatma. Muppattu. Pattu also means desires. Now, each time these Devatas approached Paramatma, how many times any of these Devatas approached Paramatma for moksha? Barely any, right? In all these instances, it was because they had some kind of distress, right? So in Bhagavad Gita, he mentions 4 kinds of people approach him. Who are they? Artho, Jignasu, Artharthi, Jnani. These are the 4 kinds, right? Artaha means someone who is Artaha and Artharthi. These are 2 categories of people who approach him only when they had something and they lost, or they never had something. Someone never had wealth. So for the sake of getting wealth, they approach Paramatma. Someone used to have good health. Now they are suffering from very poor health. To restore good health, again they approach Paramatma. So this is the difference between Artaha and Artharthi. Right? In this way, the Devatas mostly fell in these 2 categories. Most of the time, they were suffering from some kind of distress, and they were trying to regain their glory. Right? To strictly speaking, only one of those categories. But when they did not have a position, to gain that position, they prayed to him. So Artha and Artharthi. So these are the 2 categories in which most of them fell. So now they are asking, see, Paramatma, you try to protect those people, even if they are very powerful people, Devatas, you try to protect them, even if they approach you with material desires. But why did we come to you? We came to you only for your sake. We want you. We don't want anything from you. We just came to serve you, right? Are you not going to protect us? They are someone who are, who have come to you only for their protection. Most of the Devatas, they had only selfish agendas, right? As soon as Ramavatara was over,
they were very happy. Nicely, they were watching the show as if we would sit in that open air theaters, in the top row and so, and we watched the players there. Devatas, nicely, they were sitting in the skies, they assembled in the skies and they were watching the war, right? They were not caring about arrows hitting Rama on the chest and, Rama's battle with Khara and Dushana, all these 14,000 Rakshasas attacking Rama, Sita being carried away. And when, Rama was being sent to the forest, the Devatas became very happy. As soon as Sita Devi was taken away by Ravana, the Devatas became very happy. This is how they were. It is actually selfish of them to feel that way, because they were happy, because only if that happens, only if Rama and Sita go to the forest, then their purpose will be accomplished. They were literally waiting for that moment that Ravana should, somehow that should happen. When Ravana came to, take away Sita, they were getting very, very anxious, as if they were watching a suspense thriller, that what would happen next. And Sita Devi was being carried away, they became very happy that finally our purpose is accomplished. Right? In this way, our, Purvacharyas describe how the Devatas were feeling when, these incidents were happening. Now, on the other hand, these prapannas, these bhaktas, they always sing Pallandu for the Lord, right? They always take care about protecting the Lord. If you look at people like Yashoda, she is always afraid that, Krishna is not digesting food properly. Krishna is, he has eaten so much that what will happen to him? In this way, she is afraid. Alvars and Acharyas, they always worried about what would happen to Rama, what would happen to Krishna. They were praying Mangalam for him. They were trying to protect him. So their mood is very different from the mood of, others who were just praying to him for their selfish need. And as soon as their purpose was over, immediately they said, Rama, your purpose is over, go back to your place. You don't have to stay here and so on. This is how Devatas said. When Ramavatara, Ravana Vadha happened, all the Devatas appeared in the sky. They all said, your purpose is over, go back. Right? This is all we wanted. Nobody cared about, so many incompletes were there. What would happen to Bharata? What would happen to the poor mothers who are waiting for him? What would happen to Ayodhya? All these incompletes, it's not something that did not matter to them. Right? All that mattered to them was their purpose was fulfilled. So they said, you go back. Okay. Whatever happens to other people, it's not of concern to us. In this way, they have displayed this kind of attitude. On the other hand, bhaktas, they pray to you only to make sure that nothing happens to you, that you always remain happy. Pallandu, pallandu, pallayirattandu, palakodi noorayiram. In this way, they pray that for many thousands of years, may you always, nothing happen to you. No kind of bad drishti fall on you, right? May you always be protected, right? May Manga be protected. May Shankachakra be protected. May your arms be protected. May you be protected. In this way, they pray all the time that nothing happened to you. Are such people not protected by you? In this way, they are asking, right? Do you only protect very powerful and influential people, right? Devatas, they are very influential people, right? There is a very beautiful slokam in Bhagavata Purana, right? That Prahlada prays to Nrsimha, that Manye Dhanabhijana Rupa Tapasrutojas Teja Prabhava Balapurusha Buddhi Yoga Naradhanayahi Bhavanti Parasya Pumso Bhaktya Tutosha Bhagavan Gajayutapayaha. That, my dear Lord, you are not, nobody can worship you if they have these things. Manye, people think that dhana, if they have a lot of money, they can please you. Because they, I'll buy the most expensive ticket, I'll get darshan and I'll be happy, right? Paramatma, I'll buy that ticket in, some black sale or something, and I'll get darshan of Paramatma. In this way, they think if they have a lot of money, Paramatma's grace will fall on them. But your grace will not fall on such people. This is what Prahlada is saying. Manye dhana, abhijana. Some people might think if they have a lot of influence, lot of followers, right? Then they may think that Paramatma's grace will be on them. So just because someone has a lot of followers doesn't mean Paramatma's grace is on them. Okay? Manye dhana, abhijana, rupa. Some people think they are very beautiful, so Paramatma must be very pleased with them, right? This kind of attitude also. In fact, the Deva, Indra, he sent a lot of apsaras to disturb the tapasya of Naranarayana Maharshi. He was trying to do tapasya there, right? Narayana, he was trying to do tapasya at one point. And Indra, he was afraid. As soon as someone does tapasya, he's afraid that they are after his post. So he sends apsaras to destroy their tapasya. So all these apsaras came, they were dancing, they were doing all kinds of, things, but he was not at all disturbed even slightly. So they were thinking that with their beauty, they could actually, destroy his tapasya. That was their foolishness. But nothing happened to him. He produced from his own thighs, he produced Urvashi, who far exceeded in her beauty compared to any of these apsaras, that they all became ashamed looking at her and, embarrassed and humbled, right? Looking at her and her beauty, who was produced from Narayana himself, right? So manye dhana abhijana rupa tapaha. Some people may think they have a lot of penance, they perform a lot of tapasyas. Definitely Paramatma must be pleased with me. In this way, they may think I did a lot of fasting, I did a lot of this, I gave lots of charities. So therefore, Paramatma must definitely be pleased with. No, he will not be pleased. Tapa, Shruta, Ojas. Someone may have a lot of learning. So they may think I'm a scholar in the Vedas. I know all kinds of scriptures. I can quote all kinds of things. So Paramatma must be very pleased. No, Paramatma will not be pleased. Shruta, Ojas, somebody may have a lot of charm. Paramatma will not be pleased. Tejaha, somebody may have a lot of influence. Prabhava, somebody may have a lot of power. Bala, strength. Paurusha, someone may have a lot of ability. Buddhi yoga, somebody may have a lot of intellect. Na aradhanayahi, all of these things are not sufficient qualifications for pleasing Paramatma. Then bhaktya tutosha, only by bhakti, Bhagavan Gajayuthapaya, that Gaja or Gajendra was able to. What did Gajendra have? Was Gajendra very beautiful? Did Gajendra have a lot of followers at that time? He was actually deserted by everybody at that time, right? Does Gajendra have a lot of intellect? Because elephant, right, using its other legs, it could have easily stepped over that crocodile. It did not even get that intellect that using my other legs I could protect myself, right? It didn't do anything. So it did not have power, it did not have beauty, it did not have money, it did not have ability, it did not have intellect. But with what did Paramatma get pleased then? Out of complete purity of heart, caring for nothing else but Paramatma, Gajendra cried that you alone is what I am asking for. Please come and protect me. And Paramatma came running from Vaikuntha. So, to please Paramatma, all these things are not necessary. This is what the Gopikas at Andal is trying to convey to all of us, that you protected even people like that. But we have come to you, tu yo mai vandom, they said. We came with pure mind. We don't have any agenda behind us that we want something else from you. We want some kind of material benefits from you. All we want is you, right? You protect even people like that. What to speak of us, right? You only protect people who have amaratvam, right? Some Nityasuris are ever protected by Paramatma, right? So that avidya never takes over them. So are, people like that you protect? In fact, we need much more protection because we are constantly under the influence of avidya. Any time, 5 minutes we may feel that I'm a very nice devotee, 6th minute we fall down, right? This is our nature. This is our state. If any, people like us need much more protection. Like, who needs more protection? A crawling baby, a toddler, or a person who is a 12-year-old or a 15-year-old? People are like that. They are much more careful, right? But a toddler, you never know. The toddler or a crawling baby, which moment they walk and they touch what, you don't know. What kind of danger they get onto them, you don't know. So such are the people who require the most protection, right? In this way, they were trying to pray that, do you protect people who have a lot of false abhimanam, thinking that they are the lords of the universe? Are those the people that you try to protect? Or do you try to protect us, who are completely dependent on you, who have nothing else but you as our shelter, right? Do you protect only those who are subject to enemy forces, and nicely enjoy from the top, right? They just subject you to enemy forces, and from top they nicely enjoy. But we pray for you. In this way, they are trying to, taunt in so many ways that Paramatma, he doesn't look at any of these qualifications. In other words, that's what they are trying to establish, that this is not your nature. That just because someone approaches you this way, you don't protect. In fact, you have protected even people who have approached you for selfish purposes, for materialistic purposes. What to speak of us, who have come with pure minds, who are desiring nothing but you? How can you not protect us? This is what they are saying. In other words, what is the takeaway from these lines? There are few takeaways. One is that the Lord is all powerful, right? All the devatas, ultimately they resort to him. So for us to think that any devata can grant anything independently is actually foolishness. Because no devata has the power to grant anything independently. They do grant things, but they have to grant it under his sanction, right? Rudram samashrita devaha, Rudro brahmanam ashritaha, Brahma mam ashrito rajan naham kamchit upashrita. He says in the Shanti Parvam of Mahabharata that all the devatas, they are headed by Rudra. That means they all report to Rudra. Rudra reports to Brahma. Brahma reports to me. And I don't have anybody to whom I report, says Krishna in the Mahabharata. That, in other words, he is that supreme person who is offering that protection to all the devatas. This is point number one, that other devatas are not independently powerful. They are definitely powerful. They are definitely capable of fulfilling desires, but not all desires, not to the fullest extent, right? But he has the independent power to grant anything. Tushte cha tatra kimalabhyam anantamadye, says Prahlada, that if he is pleased, what is it that he cannot sanction? What is it that he cannot grant? He says, Anantamadye, he is unlimited and he is the origin of everything. So what is not in his control that he cannot grant? Asks Prahlada, right? So this is the point number one, right? Paramatma can protect everybody. He even protects the devatas. What to speak of us? Definitely we will be protected. He is protecting such powerful people. What to speak of us? We are very powerless people, right? In this way, Andal is trying to tell us. The second thing is God protects everybody without any discrimination. Samoham sarvabhuteshu nametveshyosti na priyaha. This is the principle that for Paramatma, there is no discrimination whatsoever. That this person is, not worthy of my protection, or this person is worthy of my protection, and so on. By saying all these things, the gopis, they are trying to establish, Andal, she's trying to establish that Paramatma, all he sees is that they have come to him for protection. That's all he sees. Sakradeva prapannaya tavasmi iti cha yachate. That's all he said. Abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dada. Tava asmi iti cha yachate. If he just asks that I am yours, please protect me, he protects. He doesn't see their qualifications. Mitra bhavena sampraptam. Na tyajeyam kathanchana. Dosho yadyapi tasya syat. Even if they are filled with all kinds of faults. Right? It doesn't matter. Right? Even if they only have a faint feeling of, okay, Paramatma may protect and I'll come to him, he will still protect. Right? This is his nature. Right? That is the second thing that they are establishing. The third thing they are establishing is the difference between the way a pure devotee of Paramatma prays and a mixed devotee or a materialistic devotee prays. Irrespective of what we pray for, he will sanction it. But it depends upon our prayer, the nature of our prayer. That's what they are saying next. Cheppamudayai, Tiraludayai, Chetrarku Veppam, Kodukkum Vimala, Tuidadai. Now they are saying he is someone who possesses that arjavam. Right? What is the arjavam? Paramatma is very plain hearted. He doesn't have any, ulterior motives or anything like that. Right? In fact, his devotees are plain hearted. Paramatma's devotees are plain hearted, then you can understand how their Lord must be. Their Lord is Paramatma, right? Lord of all Bhagavatas is Bhagavan himself. So if the Bhagavatas are very pure hearted and simplistic in their mind, how can Paramatma not be like that? So the simplistic nature of Bhagavatas or Arjavam is oneness of thought, speech, and action. Right? We have discussed this quality many times in the series. So Paramatma is also like that. In fact, Valmiki, he says how when Rama was approached by Shurpanakha, Valmiki says, Ruju buddhitaya sarvamakyatum upachakrame. That he was prepared with a plain heart. He was prepared to answer everything. He was completely like an open book. He started telling about everything to Shurpanakha. Right? Now, what about Krishna, we may wonder. Right? Rama is like that. Yes, it is well known. Rama, he was like that. What he was what he was. Right? But Krishna, we may say. But who is this Krishna? This Krishna is none other than that Rama. He is not different. So it's not like in Rama Avatara, Rama will do like that, but in Krishna Avatara, he does whatever he wants. In fact, he is not acting the wrong way. Right? The difference between Rama Avatara and Krishna Avatara is that in Rama Avatara, ultimately both avatars are meant to teach us what is dharma. what is the right application of dharma, right? Both avatars are trying to teach the same thing. In Rama avatara, he dealt with straightforward dharmas. What to do in various circumstances. What is the dharma of a husband? What is the dharma of a brother? What is the dharma of, a ruler? What is the dharma of a son? All of these are very straightforward dharmas. In Krishna avatara, all rules, exceptions were dealt with in Krishna avatara, right? Everything he did in Krishna avatara was also dharma, right? Because repeatedly Mahabharata tells us Krishnam dharmam sanatanam, yato Krishnaha tato dharmaha, yato dharmaha tato Krishnaha, yato Krishnaha tato jayaha. Repeatedly this occurs in Mahabharata multiple times, not once. So that means very clearly Vyasa is trying to establish that Krishnam dharmam sanatanam. This is yesha vedavido vipraha, yecha adhyatma chetasaha, te vadanti mahatmanam Krishnam dharmam sanatanam. So though all sages who have understood the Veda, who have understood all the the subtleties in different dharmic principles, they have unanimously declared that this Krishna is dharma personified. There cannot be any adharmic behavior in Krishna, no matter what he did. We may say that Krishna was the one who cheated on multiple occasions. Even in Mahabharata war, we apparently find that, Krishna, he tried to put his Sudarshana Chakra, created an illusion that it was already sunset and, made, killing of different people like Jayadratha, and all of these things were done by Krishna, right? And Krishna was the one who made, Yudhishthira lie. In this way, we may say, but these are all exceptions, like we discussed already, right? Stopping the vehicle when there is a red light is normal dharma. It is samanya dharma. But when there is a traffic cop who is directing us to move, right? Even if there is a red light, we have to obey the traffic cop, not the red light, right? So similarly, Krishna himself is dharma personified. So what he decides to do is dharma. This is the faith we should have. What he is doing is actually dharmic. He knows. In fact, he says that right in the Mahabharata, there is a place where he says, Yadi me brahmacharyam syat satyancha maitishtati avyahatam tu mamaishwaryam tena jivatu balakaha. When Parikshit was charred completely in the womb of Uttara to revive Parikshit back to life, Krishna says, makes three statements, three bold declarations. Yadi me brahmacharyam syat, that if I were a brahmachari at all times, because there is a doubt on him, right? People started doubting him because he constantly keeps roaming around with girls all the time. So many gopikas, 5 lakh gopikas apparently, right? He roamed around with all these gopikas, and also he married 16,108 wives. People may have this doubt. So Krishna said, if I am still a brahmachari, right? Satyam cha mai tishtati, that if I had always been truthful, right? We all feel that Krishna had lied many times, right? As a child. Had he not lied? Because he went to every gopika's house, he ate their butter, and he was asked, did you eat the butter? Did you steal my butter? He said, no, I did not steal your butter. I did not eat your butter. This is what he said. All of these apparently seem like lies externally. But whose butter is it? It is his butter. Everything in creation belongs to him. So for us to think that this is my butter, we are lying. It is not he who is lying. He is actually telling the truth because it's his butter, right? So we think he is lying. So he is saying, Satyam cha mai tishtati, avyahatam tu mamaishwaryam. It may appear as if Krishna does not have ultimate control because sometimes he comes under the control of so many, he tries to obey the rishis, he tries to obey his parents, he tries to, make namaskarams to different rishis, even to different devatas. He makes namaskarams to Brahma, Rudra, Indra, and all these people. He takes their permission. So we may feel that, he is actually subordinate to all these people. Here he is saying, avyahatam cha mamaishwaryam. If my controllership over everybody is unparalleled, then tena jivatu balakaha. May this child come back to life. And that child came back to life. So he is establishing himself that he is always truthful. He told Draupadi, Dyauh patet. That means, may the sky fall apart. Prithvi shiryet. May the earth fall apart. Himavat Shakali Bhavet, Himavan Shakali Bhavet. May, the mountain ranges, Himavan, they are actually known for their firmness, their steadiness, right? Even a day may come where even Himavan may break into pieces. Shushye Toyanidhihi, all the, oceans They may dry up one day. A day may come and they may dry up. Krishne, O Draupadi, name mogham vacho bhavet. But my word, if I ever give a word, that word will not go in vain, he said to Draupadi. He was trying to assure, because she asked, Dushasana and all, they have committed offense towards Draupadi and they untied her hair. And she showed that untied hair to Krishna saying, do you ever want me to tie my hair, oh brother? She asked. And he said these words, that I am protecting you, that you will be protected. A day will come where again you will be able to wear bindi on you. You will be able to tie your hair again. That means I am going to, the offense towards his devotees, he takes it as his personal offense. This is what is being declared here, right? That, Tiraludayai Chatraku Veppam Kodukkum. He is someone who causes fear for enemies of his refugees, those who have surrendered to him. That is what his nature is, right? So in this way, he is actually fair, because those who, cause trouble to his devotees, they become his enemies. And he will make sure that the war of Mahabharata happened. He did make sure that the war happened, right? He himself went, right? Before anybody else would do anything, he himself took that duty upon himself. He went and settled that deal, and he went and made sure that the war happened, right? In this way, and he himself killed everybody too, right? Because he gave a word to Draupadi, he himself killed. How did the entire Mahabharata war happen? Who killed everybody in the war? It was he who killed everybody in the war. He said, Maya eva nihata purvameva. That by me, everybody had been killed previously. Oh Arjuna, nimitta matram bhavasavyasachin. You are just an instrument, Arjuna. I killed everybody already, he said. That means he was the one who killed everybody, because he decided that everybody should be killed because of their offenses towards Bhagavata. Now we may say, see, I know Paramatma is like this, that he's always favorable to his devotees, he's always unfavorable to people who are acting in a demoniac way. Paramatma is actually not fair. We say that Paramatma has partiality towards his devotees. But to answer this, Andal is saying Vimala. Vimala means his heart is always pure. He does not have any partiality. In fact, Vyasa in the Brahma Sutras, he says, Vaishamya nairgharanya na sapekshatvat. That means Paramatma has no inequality in his mind. He has no nirdayatva in his mind. In this world, we may see that why are some people poor? Why are some people suffering? Why are some people, behaving like this? Therefore, there is no God, they say. Why do they say there is no God? Because they say, but then why are people suffering? Then why are people doing this? Why are people doing that? The answer for all these things is Paramatma sapekshatvat, says Vyasa. He gives results based on everybody's past karmas. That is the general rule. The general rule is that he has to honor giving of results based on previous karmas of people, right? This is how he does. It is not his nirdayatva which is causing that to happen. If they happen to take shelter of him, he can protect them. But people don't take shelter of him. It is not Krishna's fault that Krishna was on Arjuna's side and he was not on Duryodhana's side. It was Duryodhana's papa karma that did not let him take shelter of Krishna. He chose the army of Krishna. It is Arjuna's punya karma which made Arjuna take shelter of Krishna, not the entire army. When he gave equal choice to both of them, he said, you choose what you want, you choose what you want. On one side, it will be just me. I'll only be an advisor. On the other side, you can have my entire army. He gave this neutral choice. But it is one's punya karma and the other's papa karma that made them make their respective choices, because of which one had to suffer, the other had to emerge victorious in the end, right? So this is what Andal is trying to say, that ultimately the essence of all of this is, it is not Paramatma's nature to make that discrimination. He is equal to everybody. If you pray to him, he will protect you. No matter who you are, no matter how sinful you are. But we generally don't pray to him when we are overtaken by a lot of sins. Then what should we do? Then we have to take shelter of Mahalakshmi. We have to take shelter of Acharyas, first of all. This is the sequence that Thiruppavai is teaching us. First, we have to begin with Satsanga. That is where it all has to begin, right? So Satsanga will actually gradually elevate our mind. It will make us take shelter of Acharyas. So then we take shelter of Acharyas. First we try to, somewhere somebody is doing something, some satsang is going on. We just go there for prasadam. We take prasadam, we clap for some time and we go away. But after then, once we take prasadam, prasadam means what? Paramatma's anugraham. that is falling on us as we are taking that prasadam, right? Prakarshena sadhayati. This is what prasadam is, that our mind becomes pure. Once our mind becomes pure, for the first few times we just go there only for prasadam. After some time we feel like, oh, they are speaking something, let me hear for 10 minutes and go. Then we start hearing. Then gradually our heart still begins to change. When we are trying to hear like that, Paramatma's anugraham even falls even more on us. See what they are doing. In fact, he is the one who is doing all of that. But then what happens? Then after we hear and hear and hear, our heart starts to change. Then we want to approach Paramatma. We want to take shelter of an acharya. And then once we start taking shelter of an acharya, we perform a samashranam. He gives a mantra. He also gives certain rules on how we have to preserve that mantra, how we have to meditate on that mantra. As we start doing that, our heart tends to purify even more and more and more. We take shelter of Mahalakshmi. In this way, gradually the protection process starts, right? So now they are trying to say, who has to do that? All of those steps these Gopikas have already done. Now they are talking about what is the nature of Mahalakshmi that causes that protection. Why does she protect? Because she has certain beauty in her. What is the beauty? That is what they are trying to describe here. The beauty that she has is that she has so much devotion towards Paramatma such that she captures Paramatma in her heart. Where does Paramatma reside? Naham vasami vaikunthe yoginam hridayeshu va yatra gayanti madbhaktaha tatra tishtami narada. He says that where his devotees sing purely for him, where his devotees only think about him, those are the hearts in which he resides. So if she is able to capture him in her heart, in other words, he is lying on her chest right now and he is not getting up. So he is getting attracted to her chest. That means it is the heart's condition to which he is getting attracted and he is remaining captured in that heart. How is he remaining captured in the heart? As if something like, jewelry or money is placed in a box, it's not easy to remove, right? It's difficult. Similarly, it's difficult to remove Paramatma from her heart because she attracted with the quality that she has. The quality that she has is she is always absorbed in Paramatma. This is the quality with which she has attracted Paramatma. And Paramatmaniyo raktaha viraktaha aparamatmani. This is what her slender waist is indicating, that she has virakti towards everything else. And she cannot bear separation from Paramatma even for a moment. This is what her, lips are indicating. In this way, these are some of the characteristics that they are glorifying of Pirati, that she is someone who has such devotion towards Paramatma that she cannot tolerate separation from Paramatma even for a moment. And she is someone who has complete virakti towards everything else. There are several stotrams of Lakshmi that describe us very clearly that Lakshmi is something that everybody in the universe aspire for. But that Lakshmi aspires for Narayana, right? That is the nature of Lakshmi, right? She is not after anything else. She wants him alone, right? It is that Lakshmi to whom they are trying to equate this Neela Devi, because Neela Devi is none other than an Amsa of Lakshmi Devi, right? So therefore, they are saying you are someone who can equal Periya Pirati in every sense, right? This is why they are saying Nappinnai Nangai Thiruve. You are someone who is equal to Periya Pirati in every sense. So you please get up and shelter us. In this way, they are trying to say. உக்கமும் தட்டொழியும் தந்து உன்மடானனை இப்போதே எம்மை நீராட்டேலோர் எம்பாவாய். Now they are saying, give us few things. Ukkamum, they are asking for a fan. What is the nature of a fan? Fan is something that can remove the heat from our body. There is a heat of tapatrayam that we are going through. What are the tapatrayam? Adhyatmika, Adidaivika, and Adibhautika kleshas. These are the things that we are going through. Why are we going through these things? Because we have ahankara and mamakara. No, these are the things that should be removed. So they have to be fanned off and removed. So they are asking for a fan. What is this fan? This fan is the Namah Padam in the Ashtakshari. The Namah Padam is conveying that I do not belong to myself, I belong to Paramatma alone, right? Then this ahankara and mamakara have to be removed by that fan. Therefore, they are asking for the fan of Namah Padam. That means it is her kataksham that has to fall on us, by which, these ahankara and mamakara can go away. It is that kataksham of hers that they are asking for by asking for the fan. Then they are asking for tattodiyum. They are asking for a mirror. What is the nature of a mirror? Mirror is something that makes us see our original nature, the way we are. right? What is that mirror? The mirror is nothing but Omkara, right? Omkara reveals the Swarupa of Jiva. The Swarupa of Jiva, the true nature of Jiva is that Jiva is meant for Paramatma alone. This is the true nature of Jiva. This is something that Omkara actually teaches us. So it is this Omkara, this Pranavam also that they are asking from her. What does it mean to ask from her? In other words, her Kataksham has to fall for this Pranava to be revealed to us, the meaning of Pranava to be revealed to us. When we say revealed to us, we may say, I already know the meaning of Pranava. Omkara means Jiva is meant for Paramatma. Not that. Revealed means every moment we have to realize it. Every moment we have to feel that. Truly feel that every moment. We have to live by that. Every breath of us should be that feeling. So that is when her Kataksham has fallen on us completely, right? So that is what they are praying for. And then they are saying, you please manadanai. They are saying that you please, your Natha, whoever your Nathan is, you please give him to us so that we can go for this bath. In other words, you please award, him to us, because her grace is what makes the Jiva attain Paramatma, right? She is the mediator between the Jiva and Paramatma. So she has to make us attain Paramatma, right? Then he is the means, of course, but she is the mediator. So therefore they are praying so that we may perform this snanam. What is this snanam? It is taking bath in Bhagavat Kalyana Gunas and performing all kinds of kainkaryams to Paramatma alone. And then they are saying, when should you do all these things? Ippode, right away you do these things. Because who knows when my nature will change? They are saying here, externally, they are saying elders will come. And it's already morning. In other words, right now, Sattva Guna is on the ascendant in me. Therefore, I am feeling like taking shelter of Paramatma, taking shelter of Bhagavatas, and so on. Who knows? Next moment I might change. Next moment I might say, run away from all these things. Who cares for all these things? There is no God. There is nothing. I'm happily, instead of enjoying here, instead of happily watching my TV, why all these discourses? Why all these things? In this way, we may feel, right? So then my nature may change any moment, right? And death can come any moment too. So before those sort of things happen, in fact, that is the reason why we all know Ramanuja, when he approached Mahapurna, immediately he was saying, please provide some ashranam to me. Because he was saying, we are somewhere in the middle, let us go here or there. Ramanuja said, no, he declined. He said, I want this immediately. I want that Acharya Sambandham immediately. I want this because I don't know when death will come. This is how Ramanuja was feeling. In other words, our Purvacharyas are trying to urge us to understand the seriousness of samsara. The nature of samsara is that any time that desire may go away from us. So when things are right, make hay while the sun shines. So this is what this beautiful Pasuram is trying to convey to us. I know we went slightly longer today. So in other words, in the first half, they are trying to tell that Paramatma protects everybody without discrimination. If we are not getting protected, then the fault is on us. We are not trying to pray to him properly. If we genuinely pray with a pure heart, protection is assured. This is what Andal is trying to convey to us. The second half, they are trying to say that, the grace of Pirati is still something that is required. And it is her beautiful qualities, her nature of her devotion to Paramatma, her exclusive devotion and the ability to capture him in her heart is what that makes her so special to Paramatma. So such a special person, when she is able to award these qualities to us, she is able to unite us back with Paramatma, and that is what we should aspire for. When should we aspire for? Right away we should aspire for. Immediately we should pray to it. Immediately we should pray for that protection. This is the meaning of this beautiful Pasuram as understood by my tiny brain. So I will leave it to all Bhagavatas to share more wonderful gems. With this, I would like to conclude for today. Andal Tiruvadagale Sharanam, Emberumana Tiruvadagale Sharanam, Teriyajiya Tiruvadagale Sharanam. Jai Shri. Yes, anybody would like to share anything from today's class or anything they want to ask?
I have a question.
Yes, Mithila.
How did Rudra defeat Andakasura?
How did Rudra defeat Andhakasura? Defeat Andhakasura. Okay. So Andhakasura had this boon because of which every time a drop of blood would fall, that would spawn multiple instances of demons, right? So then Rudra,
in some versions it is described that Rudra prayed to Narayana or Vishnu. In some other versions it is described that Nandi, who is his Vahana, he actually prayed on behalf of Rudra. But Lord Vishnu, he created certain Matruganas. These Matruganas went and they tried to, consume. These Matruganas also were multiplying in multiple numbers. So each of these Matruganas were something those consumed. As those different instances were spawning, these Matruganas went and consumed all of them. So this is how they destroyed. But after that, these Matruganas themselves became very uncontrollable. Then again Rudra prayed to Narayana to check these Matruganas. Then finally he was able to bring them under control. So this is how Rudra was finally able to defeat Andhakasura.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nice question. Thanks for asking. Anything else from anybody? Or any other points anybody would like to share and enlighten me?
Srimannarayana Swami, I have one question. So if Krishna in the battlefield, he killed everyone. He himself has declared that in Bhagavad Gita. He has also killed the Pandava army, right, Swami? They were actually supporting the good cause, fighting for Dharma. So what will be the rationale for this, Swami?
For the Pandava army that got destroyed. Huh?
Yeah.
In other words, Paramatma, he is Kalaswarupa. So when he says that all these people have already been killed in the battle, he is trying to say that he already knows about the death of each individual jiva who is present there. So by saying that, he knows that although some people have taken shelter here, some people have taken shelter there, not everybody who took shelter on the side of Pandavas took the shelter of Pandavas with a pure motive. So people had their different motives. Some people had to fight even on the other side, not because they were true supporters of Dhritarashtra or Duryodhana. They fought because of Var Dharma. Similarly, some people who were on the side of Pandavas also fought because of Var Dharma. So when Krishna said all these people should be defeated, he knew that in fact the entire purpose of Mahabharata war was to assemble several demoniac forces at once in one place. All the the Shesham that was remaining, Krishna already managed to kill several demoniac forces before the battle began. But whatever was remaining, he wanted to eliminate all of that at once and bring peace to restore that peace to Bhumi Devi. So therefore, he assembled all these people on the battlefield, and he already decided that that is how their death should come. That is what he was trying to convey to Arjuna. Arjuna, don't think that because I'm asking you to fight, you really have to fight some of these people. It is not you who is the fighter. Through you, I am the one who is acting, and I have already written their death in this battle. So by karma, one way or another, people have to die. So now these people have come here. If they had taken shelter of me, if they had been repentant of the papam that they have committed and all of that, then I will make sure that they will get good destinations after this, right? But some of these people have not been repentant. Some of these people were completely erratic in their behavior. So then they should all die here. So therefore, if you do it, the glory will be yours. If you don't choose to do it, I will do it in my own way anyway. So in that case, the glory will not come to you. By obeying me, you will be doing your dharma. By not obeying me, you will also not follow your dharma. In this way, Krishna was trying to convince Arjuna.
Adiyan, Swami. Adiyan.
Anything else from anybody else?
Jai Srimannarayana.
And I just wanted to add, like, all the Savataram we get to listen today. It's like a blessing only. Thank you so much, Adiyan. Aneka Dasu.
Adiyan, thank you so much.
Jai Srimannarayana. Today is like very, very beautiful session.
Adiyan.
Yeah. And I mean, all the examples that you gave, like praying to Garuda for poison. I remembered like doing Parayanam of Garuda Dandagam for the past 3 years when COVID was, at its peak. And also, Ippode Immai, that is the punchline of today's Pasuram. do it right now. And the example, I was actually thinking that you would say this example of Swami Ramanuja getting Samashayanam in Madurantakam. Yeah, that is also like when you decide to do something, especially relating to Perumal, do it right now.
Right.
So that is why all our acharyas, when we go to do Sharanagati, there are a few things for which we do not see Jatakam, like we do not see horoscope um, to pick the right time, like for marriages, for Graha Pravesham, all those things we pick the right time, right? But for doing Samashanam, there is no right time. The time that we go is right for for us. So that Ipode is like, it's beautifully explained. And I'm really glad that you gave that example of Swami Ramanuja. Thank you, Adi.
Anything from anybody else?
Swami Adi, and tomorrow will also be there, like Zoom, right?
Yes, Adian. We will do it via Zoom, but it may happen slightly earlier because we are doing it at their place.
Okay. Again, will try. I will keep watching the WhatsApp message. I know like the time will not be accurate, so I might join in Zoom tomorrow
Sure,
if
sure.
I'm not able to come in person.
Between 6:30 and 7:30 is what I'm thinking. Roughly. Napinaji, is that right? So maybe it's between 6:30 and 7:30 is what I'm thinking. Roughly. Last time, every time it had been like that. So roughly between 6:15, 6:30 to 7.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Adi.
Adiyan Swami, I'm taking leave with your permission. Adiyan Swami.
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining today. Adiyan.